Hey, it's Keith. What's up? So, I've been avoiding talking about the election through this whole election cycle, and I just feel it's time to say something. And I'm not trying to swing one way or the other. I'm this may get to people that usually don't see my blog. Um, the first thing that I want to say is that I'm 53 years old. I'm somebody that might be thought of as being sort of liberal or having a tendency towards being in the Democrat Party or something like that. While um, that's actually not true. So my first election was in 1984. I yeah, when I voted, and the whole world was in a turmoil after the gas crunch of the late 70s and stuff like that, and Cold War and what have you. So I do want to say I have a couple points to make here, so just bear with me, okay? So I can tell you one thing, that no change has ever been made from any one leader. Those changes are things that come along from people making choices within themselves that has to deal with finding a deeper truth in themselves, and and then affecting other people. And so I've been a vegan all of my adult life. I've been a vegetarian, at least vegetarian since I was 13, and those things. And I'm not an advocate of. I am an advocate of that, but I don't like preach that. I just sort of admit that. And so all I want to say is that there is nothing that has been in the world of politicians and everything, and everybody knows that all around, veganism is a very up and rising thing, and it hasn't had anything to do with politicians in any way. So, what I'm trying to say with that first point there is that nobody that you're going to elect is going to make the changes that you want to see, and everybody knows that we're at the point of coming out of a big economical crisis and of environmental disaster, or less than great things that are happening with our environment and wars and stuff like that. And so I want to move on to my second point, which is that people act like it's a binary decision. And binary means yes, no, 1, 0, left, right, black, white. And in the case of this election, blue or red. And I have actually been registered in the Green Party since the day I became aware of it, which I believe was in maybe 1986 or something like that. I don't remember. I've mostly voted only Green, and I'm not being an advocate for that at all. But I'm saying that there is more than a two-party system going on in the U.S. There's a lot of parties, but I can tell you that we have three parties that are very active, and that's the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and then there's the party of apathy. And apathy means that people who don't give a fuck. And so that party actually predominates a lot of stuff of where people don't want to make the choices within themselves to do what needs to be done. So, um, you know, everybody knows that this is at a big teetering point, yeah? Of where like things can really start flowing in a great way because we've come out of a big economic collapse. There's a lot of potential for like new wars all over, and immigration from like war-torn countries, and people that want to get up with having a great lifestyle that Americans enjoy and that most Europeans enjoy in the way that they enjoy it. That's slightly different from Americans, but all I have to say is about that is that people just really need to find their own truth, and of realizing what is right, and of not being apathy. Because even if you're a Republican, there's people that are apathetic, that are not making the changes within themselves, and there are people that are Democratic, and there's people that are not voting. Conspiracy people, like, oh my God, like, hey, that's great, conspiracy, whatever. There's definitely some stuff going on behind the scenes and stuff like that. Stuff with bankers and stuff with warmongers and things that have to do with the transfer of money and people making money that don't need more money. Yeah, but where do I want to go with that? Um, the one thing that you could know, oh, the conspiracy thing of, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there, of there's this whole people that are part of this conspiracy crowd of where they're choosing not to vote. And it's like, oh my God, like what a bunch of dumb fucks you are. And this is some of my friends, because they're kind of like, oh, everything's wrong. And I can tell you that in America, we got it going on great. And there's just like a lot of stuff. And I'm not saying that America, for me, America is the best country. I went to Thailand, and I specifically went to Thailand to get out of this sort of black or white pole, you know, of like America and Europe. Like Europe is better, America is not, or vice versa, or something like that. I wanted to be to the side of that. And I very specifically wanted to go to a place because I had heard of a lot of people talking about third world countries, of where there are some of these places that don't have a pot to piss in, but they actually lead very rich lives. And so for me, the ultimate choice as being a vegan, being somebody that like loves more Eastern belief systems, yeah, Thailand was the ultimate choice. And I never in my life have had a thought about like leaving the US. I live in a great place. I live in the mountains. As you can see, I'm sitting out in my front yard. I enjoy the great roads that we have and all of this kind of stuff. And I can just tell you, I came back here loving this place more, and of just especially living on the West Coast as I do. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And I had a party here a couple days ago with some younger kids that were talking about, oh, like if Trump gets nominated, or gets not nominated, if he gets elected to presidency, and what's coming up, and we got to get the fuck out of America, and America's in debt to China and all this kind of stuff. And I'll tell you, I stopped in to China on my way into Thailand, and I was around a lot of Chinese in Thailand, and what Americans think about Chinese. And I'm not an advocate of leaving this country, but like Americans just need to travel and get a little bit more awareness of like what we've got and how other people view Americans. It's like not everybody hates Americans. The Chinese love Americans. But the thing that I'm mentioning China for is we stopped in Shanghai on the way into Chiang Mai, and oh my God, what a gray and polluted place that is. That's like very haunting. But the bottom line is, for all the money that we supposedly owe in one way or another, and I don't want to get into the specifics of money, but I do want to just simply state that international affairs are still done in US dollars. And, you know, the main language spoke or looked upon being spoke is English. So there's so many people here that don't know the good stuff that we have, and the change is not coming from who we elect. The change is coming from when you find the truth in yourself, and of looking for a deeper truth, and of stopping to like thinking that you're living your life from like the things that you want, of the people that you love or don't love, or the people that you hate, and blaming other races. And that was another thing for me. I'm not at all the kind of person that really jumps on board with racism really quick. And there is this whole like Muslim fear thing going on. And I actually, when we got into South Thailand, I was on a long tour of Thailand, like more than most people do. And I got around a lot of Muslims. And again, that's just going to reinforce what I have to say about traveling. So the party of apathy, of like just like putting your fate in the hands of like other people, of your neighbors, of like where you live. And the change comes from within yourself. And it's as simple as that. I'm not too sure I do have that one thing to say of wrapping up that whole thing about conspiracy. Trust me, all you stupid fucking conspiracy people that think that like not voting is the answer. The bankers, the oil companies, the pharmaceutical companies, the mining companies. Who else is evil? Do you get what I'm saying? These are the people that are controlling our lives. And it's with your buying dollar, and it's with your vote, and with your persistence, your fucking persistence for truth. There's nothing more than what they would like than for just 3 or 4 people to show up for an election. And so we may not get it right on this one, but the thinking that it's black, white, left, right, up, down, voting, not voting, don't be apathetic. Make the change within yourself. You are the one that changes stuff. Not these politicians, not whatever. You're buying dollar, the way that you live your life. Everything about you and the people that are around you and the people that you call your friends are what make changes. All right, this is Keith. It's out, and I'm done talking about this. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Who am I voting for? I don't know. I'm not voting for Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. I may vote Green Party. Apparently there's a vegan party. I'm getting all my shit together today. I have not invested any time in this election except for what's spilled my way whatsoever, because it's a waste of time. It's all a distraction. Like, oh my God, I can't even believe this whole thing has been all about the media more than it's been about the issues. And that's really something that you need to really reconsider about where you get your information from. There's so much information that's available. And this is another note to all you fucking conspiracy dumbasses. If there was, I'm not saying that conspiracies don't exist. This is a conspiracy going on right now that I'm doing with you right now. It means to conspire. I'm trying to conspire with a deeper part of you that is looking for the truth. And so there is conspiracies going on, but of just thinking there's this whole like major like behind the scenes like super secret government and all these kind of people, on some level that's going on somewhere, but it's not all one thing. Jeez. Did I say enough? Look for the truth in yourself. Do what's right. Start with yourself. Start with your own backyard. And that's not a hoot for libertarianism either. There's so much that's right. Start by doing the right thing with your loved ones and everything else, and just being humble and awesome, and that's it. That's Keith, Live Rockstar, over and out. I'll talk to you later. And by the way, if you got this far, I'm putting this on Facebook. I'm not answering any comments on Facebook. And I'm not answering any of the comments that show up on the YouTube channel here either. I said what I had to say, and it's not something that I want to discuss, because I'm all about the truth within myself, and that's it. And I know what's true, and enough. All right? I'll talk to you later. Bright blessings. Namaste. And just know that there's bigger cycles that happen with stuff, and the human consciousness and everything has been moving forward. We are living a better world, and it's just this last stand of all the true conspiracy people, the bankers, the miners, the oil companies, the pharmaceutical companies, the sort of establishments, the American Medical Association, the FDA. They're the liars. Be a psychic warrior of Gaia. Namaste, bright blessings.